finally moving to Scottsdale, Arizona. Howdy partners. Since moving back to the States from Norway in 2010, our plan all along was to get settled somewhere else than what state where we have lived now for 4 years. Our plan for years was to get back to California, but after hearing the constant praise of Arizona from the likes of MJ and several of my forum friends here, I started thinking more and more that maybe Scottsdale, Arizona would be the right place to be after all. Then this past February, I was really sold. Knowing how many people from the forum here who calls the place home, it just felt right to be closer to my fellow entrepreneurs. And besides, the more I told the wife and kids about the place and the more they researched it themselves, the more eager they were to move there too. And now I'm excited to say that we are only 10 days away from making our big move to Scottsdale. Can't wait to soak up the sun in our new backyard while I think up new ways to grow my businesses. Thanks a ton to @, for helping us with the relocation. So of course I have some questions for you all too. Instead of Googling this, I prefer asking you guys here. What fast or reliable or good ISP service do you recommend in Scottsdale? How about cable or phone companies? Same as above, bundled, or best to keep separate? Off the top of my head : did I forget anybody? Others, like Real OG, Jason, Andrew NC, and The Truth are on temporary leaves away from the area but might come back. Now we just need to talk even more people to going, so we can build a small commune, lol. Will all the rest of you who live in the general Scottsdale or Phoenix or surrounding areas here please raise your hands? If anyone wants to meet up sometime after we get settled in, I'm all for it. See you there in October. I was beginning to think you'd never make the move. Very cool. I'm not in Scottsdale but I use CenturyLink for internet only. No landline or cable. Definitely let me know when you're settled in. I used Cox for internet when I lived in Mesa and Scottsdale. Went with the highest internet plan and it worked perfectly. I love how you label it temporary move. It's like you read my mind, haha. Nice, skill. I've been thinking about moving down there too. Seems like a popular place for entrepreneurs for some reason. Originally I wanted to move to California, and still do, but Arizona seems really nice for right now, especially the Phoenix or Scottsdale area. Hopefully within the next 6 to 8 months I'll be there as well. Congrats. Hope you like heat. I love the area based on what it doesn't have. Graffiti, mosquitoes, litter, and an overzealous police force. Coming from the Chicago suburbs, you'd find a cop on every corner waiting to bust you for speeding. Just look out for the speed cams. You are jumping right into the frying pan. It is like a desert here. Seriously though, I spent a lot of time outside in the heat. It has helped me to get used to it. Let us know when you are settled in. We can gather up a group and go to lunch. I don't want to hijack your thread, but what part of Arizona would be best to be in the middle of everything for business? I want to do business on Craigslist's lane, and would like to make commutes convenient for buyers and sellers. I should be there by late next month at the latest. I currently have DirecTV for cable and CenturyLink for internet. We are contemplating making a switch back to Cox. The research that I have done does not show a clear winner between the two. They are the biggest players in the valley. Definitely bundle. I'd say Central Phoenix, probably around State Right 51 and Northern Avenue, not a bad area either. Near Squaw Peak. I've done both and both were pretty spot on the same in terms of reliability. Cox had faster speeds. Don't think you will have any internet problems in Scottsdale, Arizona. The closest spot to the center of mass would put you in a not so good location. MJ's suggestion takes you just north of the center and into a good location. You could also look at North Tempe and South Scottsdale near the 101 and 202 intersection. Stay west of 101 and either north or south of 202. We all loved Cox when we were out there lol, no really. We had 150 Mbps Cox cable internet for $100. It screamed. Only went down maybe once or twice. We all had cell phones and didn't need TV service, so can't answer there. From what I was told, we had a surprisingly warm winter last winter. We turned on our heater twice, once to see if it worked, twice because it got a little chilly at night and we tended to keep all of our windows and doors open. Very, very few bugs where we're at. Great nightlife. Only thing missing is the ocean. See you October. I have Cox, no complaints. In related news, I am going to be in Seattle the 28th or 29th on business. I'll be moving to Scottsdale soon as well. Skill, that backyard looks a lot like mine. Cox internet is super fast where I live. I have direct TV for cable. I think what will surprise you is how much it's going to rain in August. And when it rains, it really rains. Congrats on the move. This forum is also what put Arizona in my mind as an option. Never considered it much. But the more you look into it, the more it sounds like a nice spot. Though right now I kind of have my eye more north like Prescott, Arizona. Any of you as guys have any opinion on that area of the state? Also for internet, I see that Phoenix, Scottsdale and Tempe are potential cities for Google Fiber expansion. So you will likely get that eventually. How long it takes is another question. Prescott is a beautiful area. Not too hot, pine tree forests, miles of mountain trails, historic Whiskey Row, tons of activities. I moved to Scottsdale because the town was too small for my apartment business. I liked Prescott a lot. Thought I am going up there for a softball tournament this weekend. Most of our annual rainfall comes from a couple of storms. I would replace those palms around the pool with a different type of palm or other trees. Those Mexican fan palms drop little furry seeds by the thousands in June. They will make a mess and plug up filters. You can just pay to have them trim off the seeds every year, but it is a hassle. At minimum, I would take out the small ones that are growing all over the place. Very cool that you're coming to the area as well! ! Yes, we'll have to meet up for sure. Nice. Looks like we're also just around 5 miles away from where you live. We should definitely meet up once you're back from your travels, or maybe you're back already. Thanks for the tip, but that's the price I'm willing to pay for having palm trees. Love palm trees. Even if that meant cleaning filters on a daily basis, they'd be worth it to me. lol. I'm looking to switch banks too. Any recommendations for a good credit union or bank well suited for business in the area? I would prefer a credit union though. Also looking for a good CPA. Personal recommendations are welcome. PM me. Thanks a lot. Our yards are practically twins. Except mine is messy. Cool. What do you pay for pool maintenance? Or perhaps you do it yourself? Kenrick, I can't remember. You off Cactus and the 101 ? Awesome man, very excited and happy for you. She and 101, close. Yay. Can't wait to meet you. I like palms also. There are other types that are not so messy and have a nicer looking structure to them. We're thinking about setting up a small office in Scottsdale, mainly for it and I, but we'd be open to sharing it with some other entrepreneurs in the area. Ideally, we'd have some extra space and a few desks if some fast learners or entrepreneurs wanted to drop by and hang out for a few days, or something. Jason, Boris, do you care where this office is at? Because my office or warehouse is too small and I'm looking to move to a bigger place. But my office is going to be probably closer to Scottsdale. If I can get some short commitments for office space, I will lease a much larger building. You guys probably want to be in Old Town though, right? I use a company called Extreme Clean. It's a husband or wife company. They charge $88 a month. Now there are even more reasons why you should move to Scottsdale. My best tip from when I've spent time in Scottsdale is your friend. Enjoy. Yeah, we're looking at office space in Old Town, right near the Breakfast Club actually. I think we both want to be near Old Town, and we have a friend with office space right near there. What didn't you like about WA State? I have so many friends who are moving there from Southern California and Arizona I lost count. Any of you ever worry about us running out of water due to drought? Lol. Well, what did I like here? No, I mean, just like Norway where I'm from, Washington's summers sometimes be very nice. And I did like being so close to the ocean, and always seeing beautiful snow-capped mountains in the horizon everywhere. They do have some amazing walking trails here, with lush, moss-covered trees that are centuries old, and big dot but. Again like Norway, Washington's fall and winter leaves less to be desired. Come October, you can pretty much forget about spending time outside again until like March or April. 6 months of the year you're stuck indoors, looking out the window at grey skies, rain, fog, and more rain. And temps in the 40s and 50s at best. And even the spring and summertime isn't always that nice either. I like predictable weather. And you don't get that here. You can't plan shit more than a few days ahead because you never know when the next downpour will come, or sunshine for that matter. It's all the roll of the dice. So that's another thing that wasn't for me. My favorite places that I have been to are Southern California, Hawaii, and Arizona. They all have in common that they pretty much have an eternal summer, predictable and constant sun and heat. Perfect. Oh, and palm trees. Lots of palm trees. None of that in what? lol.Now. Ideally, I would prefer a place like Santa Barbara, California or Maui, Hawaii over Scottsdale, simply because of the ocean and beaches they give access to. That's one sacrifice of going to AS. But we can always travel and see those places. Maybe get a vacation home at some point and enjoy the best of both worlds. Now my counter question when I hear people moving to a place like Washington is, what made those people leave a nicer climate to go to a worse one? Other than work or perhaps family, which was our original reason. I choose not to live in fear. Would be cool to visit for a few days. Mention it to tech groups as a co-workspace and you could meet a lot of great people that could potentially be great contacts. Reminds me of this place that told me about in Chandler, free co-working space for networking. I live in California and have no plans to move, so just telling you what everyone I know has told me. They are tired of the shitty local economy, lack of rain, severe drought that will only get worse, horrible toxic air quality, terribly unhealthy water quality, sandstorms, earthquakes, wildfires, dirty pollution, hepatitis-filled ocean water, overcrowded, traffic, insanely high crime rate, overpriced real estate, high cost of living, 10 shades of brown with zero green anywhere to be found, stuck-up rude people, unbearable heat, just what the people I know who are moving have told me. Who doesn't live in Scottsdale? Geez. Am I the only one in Washington now? That's a huge problem in Arizona and it will start affecting millions of people. Almost all of the water comes from the Colorado River, which also supplies Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Tucson and several other cities. These cities keep growing while the Colorado River water level keeps dropping due to drought and overconsumption. On a more positive note, enjoy Arizona. You can eventually navigate yourself into having the best of both worlds. We will spend 7 months on Maui in late 2015 and into 2016, completely skipping the worst of the seasonality on the mainland. Yep. This is basically my entire fast lane lifestyle game plan. Have a home base in sunny, entrepreneurial Scottsdale. Then maybe go visit family in Norway when Norwegian summers are at their peak, then next months of the year stay in places like Maui and elsewhere. I live over on Scottsdale or Camelback in Old Town.Cox is the best internet out here, 150 Mbps for $100 or month. As far as business banks here, I'd recommend Chase. They have been the best and would recommend them. Man, I forgot you live there too. This is getting better and better. I was just in Scottsdale for a golf vacation with a friend. Unfortunately, our rental home was broken into while playing around on Monday morning and had all our valuables stolen. Must have been a large guy, ripped the front door right off the hinges. If it wasn't for that, I'd love this place even in its hottest months, but the incident spoiled it a bit, that's for sure. Golf is cheap, accessible, and the courses there are superb. Yes. Great to hear you made it out here. Keep me in the meetup loop. Internet, I use CenturyLink and it has been okay depending on what you are used to. Occasional outages, maybe 1 in 6 months. Now that I'm out in Fountain Hills, the only available option has been 12 Mbps, which isn't super speedy, but it's getting the job done. The monsoons. Maybe not your cup of tea, but when the clouds come in to block that brutal sun, along with all the rain and lightning, it's a welcome change. Maybe I missed it somewhere in the thread, but what is it about Scottsdale or Phoenix? I've heard of a few other entrepreneurs choosing Arizona before joining me, and now I see it consistently while reading posts on here. What's the deal? I'm curious if there's something to. I'm just moving there cause it's beautiful, the weather is a 1 billion times improvement over Pennsylvania. I've always been interested in the desert or western thing. I love Southwest cooking. Plus it looks like I'll have some damn good company. Sent from my iPhone using Tapatalk. The number one reason I moved here is because of the weather and beautiful Southwest scenery. I lived in Yuma for a short period when I was young and had vacationed here a couple times, so I knew I wanted to live here. 320 plus days a year of sunshine is amazing. The cost of living here is about the same as living in Indiana where I moved from. In some aspects is even cheaper living here. From what I understand, Arizona is small business friendly and they are taking steps to appeal to more startups and entrepreneurs. It's a possibility that Google Fiber will be available here in the near future. I'll just leave these here, for the exotic car lovers out there, a word of caution. I may say what people there might be too polite to say. Skill. This post is not directed towards you or have anything to do with you moving there. It's for people curious as to the perception that people are flocking to Scottsdale faster than an 80-year-old Minnesotan after winning the lottery. Don't move there because you think IT might get you a golden ticket to be part of the club. Why? Because there is no club. Read that again. There is no club. There's no commune. There's no regular meetup. There's no expectations. There's no guaranteed network. There's no friendship base just waiting for you to complete the clique. You might have a chance to meet a few more people from the forum, as a few more are concentrated there than anywhere else. As is the case in any major city, there are forum members who live there. You might on occasion meet some of them. However, don't move there thinking that there's a great social club that you will join. You're not likely to become MJs or Allens, or Biofaces, or new BFF. Hell, Bioface spends more time on the back of an elephant in Africa than he does wishing you would join him in Scottsdale. There are stories of the opposite happening. There are stories of people moving there with the expectation that Fastlane members hang out together 24/7 in a commune, and get there disillusioned to find out that there's no Fastlane welcoming committee at the airport. Selected for the same reasons you pick to live anywhere. Scottsdale is awesome 9 months out of the year, and more tolerable than other climates even in the bad months. The area is beautiful, the city is cool, and the climate is pretty great. Do not move to Scottsdale because a lot of Fastlane forum members live there. The same could be said about Dallas, areas of California, and eventually multiple islands on Hawaii. There's no club for you to join when you get there. You're not likely going to get invited over to Jason's apartment for a barbecue pool party every Sunday unless you are an extremely hot and extremely rich chick. Then you probably will. Just wanted to throw a reasonably cold blanket over the momentum so that people don't get the wrong impression. Carry on and buy your plane tickets, kids. Just do it for the right reasons. I'm sure has something to do with the reasons why people are moving there. I just hope they realize that it wasn't the location per se that made MJ successful. He could have done just as well in Dead Horse, Alaska with his mindset. I might disagree with you on that. In short, I am more productive than I could have ever hoped for back in Indy. Yes, you're right. I think that's the case for many. However, perhaps it's the act of moving somewhere else and changing your surroundings and entourage that made the difference, not necessarily the state or city where you moved, especially in MJ's case where his online business could have worked from anywhere. Just my opinion, of course. I really truly strongly believe your environment has a lot to do with your motivation or mood or energy or productivity. I honestly have no planned interest in meeting anyone on this forum, although I do find it pretty cool a lot of people from this forum live there. However, I've always wanted to live someplace in the southwest or desert region, and it seems like a lot of people on this forum have a reason for living there, so obviously there must be a good reason to do so. A friend recently visited there a few days ago and sent me some pictures, and boy is it beautiful. Now I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind meeting some of you all, but I wouldn't expect anyone to form friendships with me or go out on a regular basis or have cookouts or whatever. Lol, you've got your own lives to live and I've got mine. I'm not sure about that. I'm powered by the sun. Some of us do some things together. That is because we are friends. Some of us also meet occasionally for lunch or coffee. I enjoy talking about business with people that understand my language. It is not frequent, but we do meet up sometimes. Most people that I know do not give a FCK about what I am doing. Nor would they care about what other people are working on. That is the reason that I am on this forum. Yes, that is a good thing to point out for people who might think moving here is an instant ticket to daily dinners with MJ, a secret Freemason-style clubhouse, weekly mastermind sessions, and a guaranteed boost in your business because of all that. lol.Now for me, like I've said, weather or climate plays a major role, but I do also know that I will in fact get to meet some of my friends there from time to time. Be it once a month or sporadically, I don't care. At least I will have the option to go hang out with my friends there now, and they can come hang out with me. Whether we'll talk business, play a game of poker, or just have lunch together doesn't matter. It's about friendships, and not forever being limited to interacting with the same people only through Skype and emails. Wait. There's a clubhouse. Yay, PA just isn't where I see myself long term. It seems like the weather gets worse each year. So many overcast and or rainy days. As far as Scottsdale, I don't know. There and Phoenix are supposed to be entrepreneurial hotspots, aren't they? I don't think the desert weather is probably up my alley, at least as a full-time thing, but if I go somewhere north like Prescott, I'm only 90 minutes away from that weather whenever I want it. I do hope Google Fiber ends up in the Phoenix area. You are also only a 6-hour ride away from all the really nice CA beaches like around San Diego, without actually having to live in CA and pay that price. Yeah, PA's pretty piss poor lol all the way around. Pittsburgh and the Wexford or McCandless area is a nice city, and that's about all there is. Thankfully I live about 45 minutes north of the Berg, so I can escape for a day or two here or there lol. But yeah, today's been pretty terrible as far as weather. Complete gloomy overcast and cloudiness, and muggy as FCK. Google Fiber seems like a big benefit as well. P.S. Isn't it funny how Pennsylvania residents are the only ones in the country that refer to our state by its abbreviated letters? You don't hear someone from Kentucky saying I'm from Key. I think climate does have an effect, at least on some people. Especially when you live in a place where you are indoors for like 6 months a year. This X1,000,000. For me, the best part of the beach culture or surf culture is nobody gives a shit who you are, where you are from, or even what you drive. It is one of the few places in the world where the only thing that is important is the size of the waves, the strength of the sun, and the pull of the undertow. A beach bum and a billionaire share the same sunset. Labels disappear. I have a feeling that the sun that powers Arizona is not the same sun as the one that rises and sets in the rest of the world. LOL. For the record, it's not. The rest of the world has grass. I happen to like Texas a whole lot. Lots of sun and no real winters. Plus, we have grass. Screw Scottsdale. Why have all those distractions when you could be concentrating on building your business while holed up in your house in beautiful Minnesota? Come on, palm trees are so Miami Vice. How about weather forecasts like this think you will want to stay inside and work on your fast lane journey when it's beautiful and sunny outside? Think again. How about thinking, if I go outside right now, I could die? Talk about an environment conducive to working your ass off to get out of it. What do you call that green stuff under those palm trees? Well, I've seen what passes for lawns in Arizona and Nevada and it doesn't look green to me. The overarching color scheme was variations on brown. For example, I give you, Austin and finally, deception. I don't see mosquito netting. I haven't been bitten by a mosquito in 10 years. In Austin, I think it happens every 10 seconds. On a realistic note, I think today is the hottest day of the year so far in Phoenix. 115 and I even heard 118. In some places. Right about now it should be saying WTF was I thinking. From what I gather you can still have grass in As. Just certain species do better. And it will take more care. Or just get field turf lol. As has some pretty beautiful scenery in its own right. Here's where I live half the year. The Fountain Hills Fountain with Red Mountain in the background. Yep. This is going to be me one day, not sure where yet. And, there is a ton of greenery in Scottsdale. Scottsdale sucks all the water out from the rest of the Phoenix area. For real, though, you just won't understand until you move there. Of course, Scottsdale is where I threw my printer off the balcony, quit my job, and started building a real business. It holds much more than just a place to live. For me. We ran the heater twice last year. Once to see if it actually works, and another because we left our windows open on a chilly 45-degree night. We left our windows and patio door open all winter long, and were swimming in October and February. And, to echo what it said, don't expect to hop right in and be surrounded by a ton of entrepreneurs. Building a network takes hard work and time. Nice disc golf course there too. Okay, fine. You have me there. Mosquitoes can get so bad that you worry about them carrying off the very young. But it's nothing that a little DEET can't handle. Oh, not denying the gorgeousness of the scenery at all. I just prefer mine a whole lot greener. I like green too, but blue is my favorite color. To which I reply and finally, plus we have a pretty rockin' entrepreneurial community. Prescott, Granite Dells and Watson Lake. Took my dogs up there for a hike a while back. LOL. We could do this all day. Percent sunshine nearly Austin, 60% Phoenix, 85% we just have more of those blue skies. Havasupai Falls. There are a series of waterfalls down this canyon. All of them have a similar feel. Incredible hiking. I camped there a few months ago and Bioface came along also. He took some great pics with his camera. My wife and I were taking photos on the way down. He said that we would not even look at those once we saw the scenery in the canyon. Thank God we all have our personal preferences. Otherwise we would all live in one gigantic city. Congrats on the move, Skill. How you guys don't freaking melt in the amount of 100+ degree days there, I have no clue. It is hot. I still run and play 3 rounds of golf a week. Not to mention that we spend a lot of time on rooftops fixing ACs in the summer. You get used to it. It really does matter that it is dry. I tried to run in Corpus Christi while training for a marathon. I had to stop and wring my socks out a couple of times. My shoes were sloshing. It was only 95 degrees but felt hotter than Phoenix at 110. I don't know how anyone survives in cold weather. I am wearing a jacket at 60 degrees. I was wondering why it felt so much hotter today on my hike this morning. I even got there earlier than I ever have. Was a real struggle today and I could have used more water. Good to see another one from near the Berg here on the forum. I was thinking I may have been the only one, but can't say I really have been actively looking to see who is from where. Although it does seem like there is a lot of push to Scottsdale, as others have mentioned. I live in the South Hills but definitely think Wexford is one of the nicer areas of the region. I am okay with Pittsburgh and PA in general, but I think if it weren't for how close my wife and I are with our families that are rooted here, I would consider moving. Just for a change of scenery. As much as I enjoy the change of seasons, I think I would enjoy the warmth and sunshine on a more consistent basis. There are too many days in the dead of winter where you look outside and see grey and just have to force yourself out of bed. Although the plan and hopes are that one day soon I will be able to split my time between here with my family and ideally Hawaii.Anyways, carry on. Just wanted to interject and say hi to a neighbor. P.S. Good luck on the move at. Once this Amazon training wraps up, the pictures of your new location may give even more incentive to come out and buy you that beer I have been talking about doing since we started. I still can't believe you're leaving this Tisk. Anyone else want to join me in what? I be lonely. Yeah dude, the South Hills is a nice area too. I really am partial to the Wexford and Ross Township areas, but like I said, south part of the city has some really nice areas too. The south side flats are awesome and I kinda like the Dormont area too. Sent from my iPhone using Tapatalk. PS. I bleed black and gold emoji 16 emoji 16 emoji 16. Wife and I would love to move to if we can find work there. The PNW most gorgeous place in the US, not to mention the restaurants are amazing. Wait, what at? So all these initiation activities that have me doing don't get me my at dinners ? At just found out we have a tech shop in addition to Gangplank. Just an FYI. When I moved into my house it had a lush grass front lawn and backyard. A couple of problems with this. 1. You have to water it. My first month my home used 40,000 gallons of water. Yes, you read that right. And 2, then you have to mow it. I hated mowing grass in Chicago, so try mowing the lawn in 110-degree heat. So I took out the grass and put in a rock landscape with cacti. No more mowing and much less water. But now I have a landscaper so the mowing isn't an issue. But I got my water usage down to 12,000 gallons. Plus you would be surprised at how cool desert vegetation is. It's surprisingly pretty and colorful. It's not all brown here like I thought before I moved here. There are a bunch of things that you just cannot quantify once you find a place that you like to live. I do like to escape the summers here, so I go back to Chicago in the summer. There are a few things that are immediate to me. Things that I don't notice until they aren't there. For example, 1 the gym is 2 miles away and there's always parking in Naz. In Chicago the gym is 6 miles away but takes 3x as long to get there. Then, the parking lot is so small. When I live in Naz I go almost every day. When I'm in Chicago, maybe once a week. It's just a convenience thing to do. 2 traffic. Virtually no traffic where I live. Chicago, traffic all times of the day. I notice a lot of horn honking in Chicago. It's virtually non-existent in As. Once you begin to value your time, traffic will just irritate the f***k out of you. 3 Abundance of healthy restaurants in As. Chicago, tons of burger and steak places. Just more accessible in As, so I make better choices. 4 20 minutes away from being in the mountains. Makes me enjoy biking and hiking. 5 LLCs cost pretty much nothing here. Good for me cause I start new businesses every year. 6 Real estate taxes are super low. $1.5 million house, $5,000 taxes. So aren't rates. Yes. You can get a nice 1BR condo for $90,000 in a great neighborhood. I don't think many of you realize how much weather affects everything. I did not realize it until I moved here. Weather is a huge influence on your life. Weather is just one component of your surroundings, but it's very important. If it wasn't, why do people go beach destinations for vacation? Why do people want great views out of their office, home or hotel rooms? I had a friend come live with me for 3 weeks during winter earlier this year. In the 2 weeks he was here, he lost 5 pounds. We biked and ate healthy nearly every day. He went back to Chicago and gained it all back. His environment in Chicago was just not conducive to exercising or eating healthy. Were you in the city in Chicago? A lot of what you describe sounds like the difference between city life and the suburbs, not so much solely the destination itself. Either way, the weather still plays a huge factor in it all. Thanks. You've given me some good information. Great post. I completely agree. I have lived in certain places in California where I would go for long, arduous bike rides in the mountains every day after work and on weekends because it was sunny all the time and really convenient and easy to do. Here? Not as much and not as easily. When the list of exercise healthy or fittest cities come up, I don't think Arizona is even on the list. In fact, you can find states like Go and Mass on the list. 6-mile commute to gym is the shortest anyone in Chicago City could make it to a gym. I think it depends on the location. Some people may live in a penthouse high-rise with full gym in building and can walk to commercial district offices for their work without traffic concerns. That also alleviates a noise concern living so far above ground at personal residence. These lists are generated to draw you to advertising. They figure these lists will get people's emotions going. You cannot draw conclusions based on how many fitness centers or bike trails that there are, or by how much beer is consumed. Hey, my daughter is starting her freshman year at ASU August 16th. She is very interested in entrepreneurship. I was wondering if she could meet some of you guys when she is down there. Any ideas? Thanks. Why don't you come over with her and we will set something up? Haha. I'm honestly totally fine with it. When you've grown up like me, in a place where single and double digits below zero are common for months out of the year, or not seeing the sun for like 2 to 3 months straight like here in what? I am looking forward to 115F. Bring it on. Besides, a thermometer only tells half the story. Humidity, dew point, and feels like temperatures is really what matters more if we're gonna compare us to other places. Summers in Norway and can get super muggy, sticky, and humid as heck, even at like 80-85F. That to me is way worse than a dry 110. This says it all. I love this thread. I moved 3 months ago from Atlanta and other than missing the heck out of my kids, I haven't looked back. It's hot as Hades right now, but environment is at the top of my list for success. I'm officially going back to Scottsdale next week and I can't get there fast enough. I'm moving back to the same area, where even the Walmart is cheery and people are friendly. Not chewing gum with no teeth and or eye contact. The Walmart in Scottsdale has vases pronounced with a short A of silk flowers in the bathroom, art on the walls. The one here in PHX barely has a seat that is fit to sit on. You ride by a fast food place in Scottsdale and you can barely recognize it because it blends in with the landscape. In Phoenix it's prominent along with the title loans and pawn shops. And I'm in a nice section of Phoenix. Arcadian area, a few blocks from Biltmore area. I thrive when I surround myself with successful people and can see it wherever I look. Environment is huge. That snowy picture or meme of Minnesota made lol. Reminds me of Norwegian winters. It can get so bad, your car doors and door locks are frozen solid shut. I know of people who had to start a bonfire under their engine, just to thaw it, lol. Oh, and I have to agree too about the bugs and mosquitoes. I frickin' hate flies and mosquitoes, lol. I did see my first scorpion the other day, not cool lol. I lived in Louisiana for a few years. I will take as or Southern Cali heat any day over the South. Anyone up for a dinner meetup at Roaring Fork August 22nd? Roaring Fork at 6 p.m. August 22nd, 2014. Who's interested? I will say this, I visited Scottsdale a few years ago for a conference during the early summer and just loved it. Of course that danged photo radar gave me a ticket, but still, an awesome trip. Got to love the lazy river at that hotel. The Roaring Fork invite just reminded me of that trip. +1 for Sin. I've also been to wrestling camps at ASU and visited friends at AU and loved my experiences there as well. I could be. Perhaps you could start this in a new thread in the meetup category. Yeah, a dinner meetup would be cool. I also created a Facebook group just now for the locals and we can arrange meetups in there too. Please PM me if you didn't receive an invite yet. Thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately I will be staying back in MN to hang out with my sons while my daughter and wife head to the Valley of the Sun. I'm sure I will be down there to visit sometime this year. Can I take a rain check on that invite, or do you guys have anything like that in AS? Yes. And we do get rain 2 inches at a time 3 times a year. Will she be here on August 22nd? She could come to the Roaring Fork with the group. The question is, would she be comfortable enough to come along with our group? I've only lived in the burbs and it's the same. In Chicago, the burbs are just as packed as the city unless you get about 40 miles out from the city center. I've been here 10 years and still have not seen one scorpion. I hope this is my last one, but I'll keep their radar around just in case lol. And no one has air conditioning, at least in rentals. 86 today with 70+% humidity. I occasionally find myself thinking that it's crazy to move somewhere that's 30 degrees hotter, but then I remember hot places have great AC, hey. Yes. This exactly. I first got to experience in-home air conditioning when I came to the US when I was 23. Air conditioning in homes are pretty much unheard of where I'm from, and from what I hear it's pretty uncommon even in the UK. So all that humid or muggy heat also comes inside your home and you're tossing and turning in sweaty bed sheets all night in the heat of summer, lol. You can use raid on those things like you can a wasp or bee? Side note, a while ago I talked to an older woman who left Scottsdale and moved to WA because she loves the rain. Yes, seriously, lol. Anyway, she said they had a scorpion problem where they lived, to where they had to put slippers on at night to go to the bathroom because they would frequently be in and around their hallway or bathroom at night. Yikes. She also said if you have fruit trees around your home, scorpions are somehow drawn to that, but I'm not sure how much truth there is to this. Sorry for the delayed response. She will be down there August 22nd. Her classes start around the 20th and she will be going down there on the 15th. She is interested, but she thinks she will be trying to figure out her way around ASU and what she needs to do to settle into the university translation party, meet guys, you know. The important college stuff. If it works, she will try, but don't count her in. I think she is a little uncomfortable with strangers right now, even though she will be hanging out with about 76,000 of them at ASU. I'll come together with her at another time too. I will watch for the meetups and try to catch a flight down. Thank you so much for the invite, we really appreciate it. That yep, good old-fashioned raid lol. Saw a baby one yesterday, he's no longer with us either lol. I didn't see any when I was in Scottsdale. The house I am in now is older and not sealed well. I know that's how they are coming in. Looking forward to moving back to Scottsdale in a well-sealed modern place. That time for you to move to as also. It was hot this week and this weekend, so I took my butt to the beach. It was 72 this morning when I got up in LA, and is gonna top out at 88. Only 5-hour drive or 1-hour flight depending on how you want to travel. Yay! We made it here safe. After a grueling long, treacherous drive in a PSU truck that leaked oil all the way across 1,800 miles over mountains, deserts, and storms, we effin' made it to Scottsdale. I am now officially a Scottsdaler too. We'll write more soon as I'm just typing this on my phone. Don't get spoiled by this unseasonably cool weekend. You made it. I was going to invite you to Cars and Coffee today if you're into that sort of thing, but I figured you might have other priorities at the moment. I've been wanting to get to one of these but have yet to make it to one. Indian Bend and the 101, probably until 9 p.m. Yup. Today Saturday. Where in the world have you guys been hiding? Things going well? Cars and Coffee is on Scottsdale Road and Doubletree Ranch Road on the first Saturday of the month. Cars get there around 7 a.m., lasts until about 11 a.m. Usually exotics at this one. MJ, I think what you are talking about is a different car show with mostly American muscle cars. I don't see any exotics at that one. Ha ha ha. Just keeping busy, grinding away. Life's been good. We gotta get together again sometime. Oh yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Looking at the map, it's only like 3.7 miles from our house, so next first Sat of September I'll be there. Went to the grocery store late last night. Fries. Man. That is the nicest grocery store I've ever seen. Lol. Covered parking, fountains at the door, a nice library-style bookstore in the middle, and more. Loving this place. And everyone's so friendly around here. No wonder people can thrive so well in these surroundings for both personal life and business.